So you've recently booked your wedding photographer and you've been presented with the decision of purchasing a photo album to accompany your wedding coverage. The album seems quite expensive, and in today's digital world, you're thinking about passing it up. But before you make your decision, this video may help you decide if an album may or may not be your best option. I'll be going over several key reasons you may want to invest in a wedding album, and I'll also suggest some lesser expensive options that, like my studio offers, your photographer may as well. Hello everyone, my name is Bill Rice and I am a Tampa-based wedding and portrait photographer. And I have owned and operated Bill Rice Photography since 2006. In that time, I have photographed over 700 weddings, countless engagement sessions, tons of family portraits, and pretty much everything else under the sun. My focus of this channel is to help educate and guide you, future brides and grooms, about how to plan, execute, and enjoy your dream wedding. So please give this video a like, and please consider subscribing to help my channel grow. That way, I will be able to spread my messages to other people just like you who might also be in the process of planning their wedding. Is printing photos dead? Everything we have photos of is now in the palm of our hands or stored on some computer hard drive in your home. Technology allows everything to be stored in small, portable devices. Information stored in binary code of ones and zeros that a processor transforms into words, digits, and pixels. Heck, we don't even read books anymore. Everything is digital. We store information, stories, memories, and photos in a place that can all be lost, fried, formatted, and stolen. Most of us don't utilize redundant methods to back up our computers, and we've all heard the horror stories of people losing phones or their computers containing thousands and thousands of memories in picture or video form. So to answer my question at the beginning of this very well-worded paragraph, no, printing photos is not dead, nor should it be. I remember being a kid and bringing a roll of film to the store to get it developed. I was so excited to see my vacation photos, or the pictures of my friend's band, or the embarrassing photo I took of Brian trying to ice skate for the first time. Now, 30 years later, I still have those photos in my albums in my home office closet. And guess what? I'll have those photos for another 30 years. After your wedding, your photos may be presented to you on some proofing website, a thumb drive, a zip file you can download to your computer's hard drive, or whatever other current delivery system is in place at the time you are watching this video. Only 15 years ago, I would burn copies of my clients' wedding photos to CDs and DVDs. Now, how many of you watching this have the ability to open either? Then I went to thumb drives. They're still around for now, but how much longer? Currently, I host all of my photos for my clients in web galleries. These galleries are backed up off-site by a company I pay lots of money to each year to assure that my photos will never fall subject to deletion. Even if my computer and hard drives where I store your photos in my home office fails, I still have the off-site storage to utilize. A wedding album is the final piece that wraps up your wedding into one book of photos that documented your day. You'll receive your wedding album and pour through it from time to time, remembering all of the emotions you felt on one of the most memorable days of your life. 10 years from now, your daughter may be thumbing through it, dreaming about her own wedding day. I remember as a kid looking at my parents' wedding album from the 70s. And yes, that's the 1970s. And I wondered why my dad's sideburns went all the way down to his shirt collar. Wedding albums aren't just books of photos you stick on a shelf. It's a family heirloom that can be passed down from generation to generation. It's a historical account of your family's history. What would a person do with your wedding photos stored on a USB drive 100 years from now? Technology continues to be obsolete, it seems, only a few years after it's hailed the best new current innovation. When I design a couple's wedding album, I feel I'm delivering them the finished product from their wedding. Not only the photos, but all of the planning, family and friends in attendance, the events, and the emotions you felt throughout that day. In my opinion, spending a little bit more on a wedding album that encapsulates all of this is well worth the investment. Now, this isn't a pitch. This is the truth. I don't want to sell you a wedding album to make more money from your wedding. Truth be told, the profit margins for what I charge for a wedding album are not that significant to affect my bottom line. For all of the reasons I've just mentioned are my true feelings behind wanting you to order a wedding album, to have your photos and memories printed in hard copy. Much harder to lose, erase, format, or forget. Time and time again, when people asked, if your house is burning down, what do you save? That answer is usually pets and photographs. Now that you've heard my take on the importance of a wedding album, I want to go over a few topics that I've seen over the years and other options I offer in lieu of a wedding album. The first topic is this: if a wedding album is important to you, buy it when you book your photographer. When you are done with your wedding, you are done with your wedding. That includes spending money on your wedding. I can almost guarantee that you will not spend another dime on anything wedding related after it's over. I have had many brides and grooms tell me they are interested in a wedding album and they plan on purchasing one after the wedding. Can I tell you how many wedding albums I have sold after the wedding has taken place? 4. 4 albums in my entire career. If you budget and pay for the wedding album prior to your wedding, your work is done. Now it is my responsibility to create and deliver your wedding album for you. The second topic I want to discuss are the 2 other options I offer that can possibly replace the wedding album. Those are proof books and press printed books. Proof books are simply every photo from your wedding in sequential order, printed in a hardcover book. Each page is rigid, similar to a wedding album, just not as thick. With a proof book, you will have every photo from your wedding in print. Now the photos will be a little bit smaller and the pages a little more crowded, but at least you get a hard copy of every photo from your wedding. These are actually one of my top selling items, even if the couple gets a wedding album. I designed these books in a 12 by 12 format with 50 spreads, which equals 100 pages. Now, depending on the total amount of images from your wedding, there will be approximately 15 to 20 photos per spread. Now, I would ask your photographer if they offer proof books, either when you're booking with them or when you're shopping for photographers. The second option I offer are called press printed books. They are hardcover books, but with soft pages. Thick, but soft. Think kind of like a high school yearbook. I designed these books to look like wedding albums. 10 to 20 spreads containing about 8 to 10 photos for each spread. And if you're doing the math, it's about 120 photos that I storyboard in sequential order to beautifully showcase your wedding day. The couple can opt to choose the photos they want included, or they can just leave it to me to storyboard the album the way I see fit. Now, most photographers might not offer anything other than a wedding album. I like to give my couples a few more choices, and I realize everyone is on a budget. Fortunately, most photographers now include the high-resolution images to their clients. If you have the motivation to create a book yourself, there are consumer-based resources that you can utilize to create your own books. However, professional photographers have many more resources to create and sell different albums at a greatly discounted cost. As I stated earlier, my overhead for these albums versus what I sell them for are not going to greatly affect my bottom line. I would much rather see you pay me to create an album because it's then my responsibility to deliver the album to you, ensuring you get the hard copy of all of your photos. So after that long-winded explanation of the importance of a wedding album, what have you decided? Did I persuade you to put aside some money to budget to forever capture your wedding day in print form? Maybe I've simply instilled in you a reason to start printing your photos, not only from your wedding, but all of the memories you have on a device in your pocket that is very possible to lose one day. When the rings have been exchanged, the cake has been eaten, and all of your guests have gone home, all you have left is each other and your memories and photos. Thank you for watching.